So welcome back to another Master League video. So today we'll be running a fun team which is Ursaluna, Dragonite and Melmetal. So all are level 50 in this case. So Ursaluna onto the lead, hopping into the first battle versus the Zacian. So it's a very a tough matchup to be in, but Zacian does really well against my whole team because of the moveset it has. So we need to watch out for the close combat here from the Zacian. And I don't really throw the charge move because I want the Zacian to debuff itself, but instead they throw a play rough. I think it's pretty interesting because I think they do not have close combat, so I go ahead and throw the ice punch here, but I got a shield, which puts me in a situation where okay, I think they must be weak to Ursaluna in the back, so I decide to give up my 2 shields. I know it's pretty early in the game, but still it's okay. So I'm going to throw the high horsepower here, so hoping to take the Zacian down, but they shield once again. So really fishy for my opponent, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load back up to the energy. But they make an interesting swap into the Lugia. I think they were feared of the high horsepower, so that's the reason why they wanted to catch it on the Lugia. But instead, they caught the Ice Punch, which is not ideal for them. And now I will be thinking to catch the charge move again on the Melmetal, which is the Aero Blast. But still, Aero Blast is resisted. But just look at how much damage it does. Almost nearing 30%, and almost this Lugia has got me around 50% with only Dragon Tail and Aero Blast, which is resisted. And now I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Rock Slide, and I don't want this Lugia to Aero Blast me once again, so that's the reason why I'll get rid of it straight away. Because if the Zacian is running close combat, so it's okay for me because I still have my Ursaluna and Dragonite in the back. And the Zacian decides to come back in once again, so we're gonna be seeing what move it has, and it's the Wild Charge. So we survive with a few HP, and now I'm gonna swap straight away into the Ursaluna, but they also make a great catch into the Genesect. I don't know which Genesect is this because it's very hard to see what Technoblast is using. So let us see what it comes here. So okay, this is really bad. They are using the Ice Technoblast here, and this is not really good at this point because my Dragonite is weak to the Ice Technoblast, and we're gonna be hoping to get to the superpower. We CMP tie with the Genesect, and we win the CMP tie. Beautiful. And now this Dragonite is gonna take down the Genesect, and the Zacian is still lurking in the back. But does the Zacian has double move ready to go? But this Zacian decides to throw the energy straight away. It's gonna be the play rough. It's gonna take the Dragonite down, but my Melmetal is one fast move away. It's gonna get to the Rock Slide in time. And now, what a game is that? 1 HP and a dream. Beautiful first battle. And okay, that was a really interesting battle. Now moving into the second one, we gonna have Ursaluna in the lead versus Groudon. Okay, so Groudon with Precipice Blades can do a really good chunk of damage. Okay, my Ursaluna is level 50, so let us see how much Precipice Blades will do. Okay, it does a really good chunk of damage. Oh my god, that's a lot. And now I'm gonna throw the Ice Punch, hoping to get a shield from my opponent. This is a shiny Groudon in this case. And no, they're gonna let it go, but still Groudon hangs. And this is not gonna be a Precipice Blades because it's too fast. It's gonna just be a Fire Punch, but here the Fire Punch and a few mud shots is enough to take me down. I'm gonna come in with the Dragonite and load back up on energy. There's nothing to be threatened about the Groudon. It's not gonna do some really good damage to the Dragonite. It's only resisted. Everything is resisted. So in the back there's a Togekiss. I was like, oh, this is not ideal, man. Okay, so Mamoswine decides to come in, which is really good for my Melmetal here. But all I need to do is I need to make sure that I get my Switch Lock back up and I really catch a High Horsepower or the Avalanche. High Horsepower is a move which absolutely Mamoswine can one-shot the Melmetal here. Why am I going for Rock Slides? Is because if I use Superpower, my attack and defense will both drop and it will do eventually lesser. So that's the reason why I decided to go for Rock Slide, which is neutral in this case. So we are 2 shields away, and look at this interesting gameplay now. What is gonna happen is, this is high level gameplay. Let me explain to you. My opponent knows I'm in a range where I got the charge move, but they make a swap and I stay in. And this is a really interesting gameplay. This is somewhere you get high in the ranks like Ace and somewhere. So this is a really high level gameplay. But now this is loose con because they thought I'll swap into the Dragonite to cast the charge move, and now I swap into the Dragonite to cast the charge move of the Avalanche, which is absolutely beautiful because now I can close this game with the superpower. Avalanche is not threatening, but I don't want to risk it, and I'm gonna throw the superpower. It's a really good fun set of battle, and I am not swapping into Dragonite. Saved me the match there. So really good second battle there. Tough lead, tough backline, but still we somehow came through the line. And now once again Ursaluna on the lead versus the Groudon. This is not shiny, by the way. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go for the Ice Punch, and usually if you want to shield the first move, because obviously it will be a Precipice Blades, because after then they're gonna be just spamming Fire Punches. Absolutely. So we're gonna go for the Ice Punch for some good super effective damage here onto the Groudon, but we eventually get a shield. And this is interesting. And now I'm gonna let the Fire Punch go through. You know we cannot make it to double Ice Punch in this scenario, but we die with a move in this case. Dragonite is gonna come in and load up on energy, but they swapped into the Dialga, and now it's a really good opportunity for me to just stay in this matchup, because Dialga is a Pokemon which does good against my Dragonite because of the Steel typing. So now what I'm going to do is, I need to shield here, because a Draco Meteor will be very devastating, and it was a Draco Meteor, and we stop it. Now I'm going to go for the Rock Slide to get a shield, to get my final shield, because I don't want to throw a superpower where the Groudon will come back. And here what I'm going to do is, I'm going to completely farm this down, but I thought they're going to get another Draco Meteor in time. So that's why I decided to throw the Rock Slide instantly. So Dialga goes down now. So Groudon comes in, and I swap into the Dragonite, and there's a Melmetal in the back. So my only win con here is, I need to throw a Dragon Claw here, and hoping the Melmetal will shield. That's my win con. But here what happens is, my opponent calls the bait beautifully. So now I'm in a really tough situation where I need to come back, and the Rock Slide is going to do a good super effective damage, and now I need to throw this superpower. I go for the Dragon Claw once again, because I will be able to get another superpower, because I'll be just a couple of Dragon Breaths away. They do not shield. I go for the superpower straight away, and now I'm going to get rid of this Melmetal, and it's a really, and the Groudon is still in the yellows, and now Fire Punch will knock me out because of the debuff of the superpower. And now my only win con is my Melmetal. They are throwing another Fire Punch. This will not be able to knock out my Melmetal because I have not debuffed myself. But now is the really question, does the superpower from this range KO Groudon? The answer is no. It hangs on with a HP and a dream and gets to the Fire Punch in time. What a back and forth from my opponent here. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So really good back and forth. I guess if I had landed the superpower in the beginning, okay, it was a really good game though. So hopping into the fourth one, we have Ursaluna on the lead versus Metagross. Really positive matchup because of the high horsepower on Ursaluna, but at the same time Metagross also has access to Meteor Mash as well as Earthquake, which do a good chunk of neutral damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and shield the Meteor Mash here, and I'm gonna go straight away for the high horsepower here, not messing around. And Ursaluna is a very bulky Pokemon, to be honest, but you need to watch out for some Pokemons there, which is really good. Like usually they go for the Groudon. Ursaluna is something which is like slept on, but it's okay. The reason why I paired it with the Dragonite is Ursaluna and Dragonite have a really good cross coverage, because Dragonite does well against the flyers, it does well against the fighters. So that's the reason why. And Melmetal is because of the fairy typing as well as the ice type Pokemon. So in the back there's a Swampert. Okay, this is very interesting because I don't see Swamperts usually in the Master League, so Hydro Cannon is not much threatening on the Melmetal because of its bulk. So both the shields are down. We got the resisted move of Meteor Mash on the Melmetal, and now we're gonna throw some superpowers. We win the CMP tie against the Swampert in this situation, which is beautiful. Now the superpower is gonna land, and the Swampert is ready to throw the Hydro Cannon once again. So this will eventually KO. So now I'm gonna have some time to come in with my Dragonite and farm this Swampert down, and I'm not gonna be forced to throw like any charge move. And the Togekiss decides to come in, and the Metagross is likely in the back still. We make it to the high horsepower in time, which is beautiful to see. But now the real thing is the Togekiss. The Togekiss. Oh no, it's gonna shred me apart. There's no way that I could come from this game right now. Togekiss, beautiful play there by my opponent to bring back the Metagross once again. So Togekiss here, it's just gonna take me down. There's no way of me throwing this Dragon Claw or Super Power because everything is just resisted. And Dragonite just fighting the good fight. It's a good game. We sometimes get hard countered. It's okay, but we need to find some ways to come out of it like we did in the second game. So 2 wins and straight away 2 losses. And one was a really close one. We lost with HP and Dream. So hopping into the 5th one, Ursaluna versus Rayquaza. This is a very positive lead because of the Ice Punch on the Ursaluna. The reason why I run Ice Punch is because of there are too many ground type Pokemons, dragons, flyers. So Ice Punch is really good against them. So we get eventually a shield. Rayquaza hoping to throw the first charge move. Hopefully it's a breaking swipe. It's not enough for the Dragon Accent here. Yes, it's a breaking swipe and Ursaluna can tank it pretty well. I'm going to build another Ice Punch. No. I'm going to swap into the Melmetal to catch the charge move of breaking swipe, which is completely resisted. And let us see what's in the back, and it's a Garchomp. Okay, this is really good. My Dragonite, the idea of the save swap is not to win the matchup sometimes. It's about drawing out your hardest counter to your next couple of Pokemons what you have. Now in this scenario, there's a Rayquaza. Dragonite can do well because both will do super effective damage. And now this Garchomp as a Sand Tomb, it does not have Earth Power as well. So now I'm in a really interesting situation where I can come in with my Dragonite and farm down this Garchomp, and I will have a lot of energy in the back end. Now, yes, the tricky thing is usually Mudshot Garchomp runs with Outrage and Earth Power, and I was completely correct, it was Outrage. So now I have a lot of energy, and even the Rayquaza, if it comes in, I'm gonna be throwing a Dragon Claw straight away because it's gonna knock out the Rayquaza if they don't shield. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap into the Ursaluna, and now they're gonna swap instantly into the shiny Snorlax, and this Snorlax is not doing any type of fast move damage because of the normal typing there on the Ursaluna, and they need to throw the Body Slam in order to take me out. And Snorlax is not much threatening to my Dragonite as well because Body Slam does really less, and my Dragonite is very healthy, and all I need to have is almost a Dragon Claw ready to go for the Rayquaza because I still have the shield for the breaking swipe, and the Snorlax gets to the last minute Body Slam in time. So I'm gonna just let it go because hardest move left in the game is the breaking swipe. And look at this, Rayquaza, and we snuck through some Dragon Breaths. Hopefully it's enough to KO the Rayquaza, and let us see. And yes, it's enough to take care of it. Really good set out there. So hopping into the last one, we have Ursaluna on the lead versus the Lugia. Once again, a very favorable matchup where Lugia with Aero Blast and Sky Attack does really good against Ursaluna, but I'm gonna just throw an Ice Punch and hopefully try to catch the charge move on the Melmetal. It took 6 Dragon Tails in order to get to the Sky Attack in time. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna count to 6 and I'm gonna catch it on the Melmetal. So let us see we can do it, and we catch it perfectly. Absolutely beautiful. Now this all energy on the Lugia is just got into wasted because Melmetal can tank it like a pro. Groudon comes in once again. Again, this is what I'm talking about. The save swap option is always there to come out of the hardest situations. Now in the case Groudon. Now my Dragonite has a really positive matchup here because Dragonite with energy in this meta is really deadly. It can sweep teams, I'm telling you, except for some fairies like Togekiss or Zacian sometimes, but it does a really good chunk of work. And now I'm gonna come in with my Dragonite, and I will not likely shielding anything here from the Groudon because everything is resisted. The Precipice Blades, the Mud Shot, and even the Fire Punch. So they go for the Precipice Blades, it's just do nothing, and they're gonna swap into the Dialga. I'm gonna swap in I'm gonna throw the Super Power straight away into the Dialga, and we eventually get the first shield of the game. And Ursaluna now is gonna straight away go for the high horsepower. Do they know it's high horsepower? No, boom! Dialga goes down. Ursaluna, who are you kidding? And the Groudon decides to come back in once again. They need to land the Precipice Blades to take me down. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna shield the Ursaluna because Ice Punch does really good damage against the Lugia, and Lugia is nowhere around a Sky Attack, and by the time Lugia gets a Sky Attack, we will be having 2 Ice Punches. One will eventually get the shield, and one I'm gonna easily throw the Ice Punch, and in order to take me down, they need to throw a charge move, because Dragon Tails is not enough. By the time they not throw it, I'm gonna get to another Ice Punch in time. So this is really hard from their point of view, and the Dragonite is gonna come and just checkmate the Lugia here. Lugia, it's just so much bulk, you know, but that's a good game. We're able to come back beautifully. So do try this team, and I know it's usually there are many people like don't play Master League, but it's fun, right? So I'm gonna catch you in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Like, share and subscribe if you want to.